Good evening and welcome to the news. First, the headlines. India COVID-19 recovery cases crosses 7.5 lakh. Meghalaya reports 24 new cases today. 35 FIRs filed against Khanapara wedding attendees out of 47. Maintaining secrecy of patients part of medical ethics, says Deputy Chief Minister. Assam Rifles expresses readiness to set up its own COVID-19 testing unit. And N95 masks with respirator valves do not prevent coronavirus, says Union Health Minister. The news in detail. The central government today said a total of 7,53,050 people affected with coronavirus have recovered in the country so far, taking the recovery rate to 63.12%. Total number of cases stand at 11,92,915, among which 4,11,133 cases are active. In Meghalaya, with 24 numbers of new cases reported today, the number of active cases stand at 433. The state also reported 7 new recoveries, taking the total to 77. In the state, the district administration of East Jaintia Hills has declared 6 villages as containment areas to trace high-risk contacts of 2 new COVID cases reported in the district. Unregulated entry and exit movement to the Clariat East, Clariat West, Dakhya East, Denchinrom, Sukilo and Mukimpad have been restricted. In a similar manner, Amlarem, Krangampam, Tadong, Amsarim, Ladjaplem, Amshipai, Lailingdo and Amladdo in West Jaintia Hills have also been declared containment zones following the detection of 3 COVID-positive patients in the district. Deputy Chief Minister Preston Tinsong on Tuesday said that more FIRs would be filed against those who had attended the wedding at Greenwood Resort, Khanapara. He said that FIRs have been already filed against 35 persons out of the 47 wedding attendees and more would follow. The Deputy Chief Minister Preston Tinsong also said that maintaining secrecy of patients is part of the medical ethics of health professionals, in response to the opposition Congress demands to disclose names of patients. Tinsong, however, added that the government would disclose the names of positive patients or high-risk persons to the COVID-19 management committees at the local level to enable better monitoring and management of such cases.
47 people were involved or attended that wedding party. And here in East Khas we have another 4. 35 FIR has been filed. Another 4 is to be filed immediately by the deputy commissioners. Means in East Khas we have 39 and in Ribhoi district we have 8 people.
Deputy Chief Minister Preston Tinsong informed that the Assam Rifles has expressed its readiness to set up its own testing unit which will help the Meghalaya government reduce the burden as far as testing samples related to COVID-19 is concerned. He said that the state government has discussed with heads of different armed forces in the state if they can also come up with their own testing unit.
Got the assurance from the Assam Rifles organization where they have already agreed even to set up their own tests in their own campus. And the advice is also seek to other armed forces organization if they can set up their own testing units, it will be benefited for the state government where we don't have much responsibility to take care in conducting or collecting the samples from the armed forces personnel.
Union Health Minister Harshvardhan has said that N95 masks with respirator valves in them do not prevent the coronavirus from spreading out. He said N95 masks fitted with perforated respirator is contrary to the rules adopted to prevent the spread of coronavirus. In a tweet, Dr. Vardhan appealed to everyone to use a triple-layer mask made of cloth and also to encourage others for this. In view of it, the Director General of Health Services, Dr. Rajiv Garg, has urged the states to instruct all concerned to follow the guidelines on the use of face and mouth cover and prevent inappropriate use of N95 masks. It must be noted that while N95 masks with respirator valves are not effective against coronavirus, N95 masks without respirator valves remain effective. A landslide has been reported in the morning today on the National Highway 44 Shilllong Road at Wa Minsu, West Jaintia Hills district. A major part of the road was seen to have been affected just before the vegetable market and check gate of West Jaintia Hills district. Though damage to the road looks significant, no casualties have so far been reported from the incident. An international webinar was conducted on socio-political scenario in COVID times, ethics, politics and spirituality by Research and Innovation Committee at Lady Keane College, Shillong. The webinar featured participants from around the globe such as Dr. Janae Schultz from USA, Dr. Marcus Busse from Australia, Dr. Haiyan Shen from China and Dr. C. Sin Heng Tony from London, among others. Delivering the keynote speech, Dr. Anantakumar Giri, Professor, Madras Institute of Development Studies, Chennai, stated that corona at present is characterized by two kinds of pandemics, the viral and the political pandemic, the latter of which represents a selfish and greedy struggle for power by major political actors. He added that a vaccine needs to be accompanied by veracity, trust and truth in order for humanity to truly triumph over this pandemic. And a look at the weather report now. The maximum temperature recorded was 22.1 degrees Celsius, the minimum 18.4 degrees Celsius. Relative humidity in the morning was 98%, while that in the evening fell by 3% to 95%. Rainfall, just 4 millimeters of rainfall was recorded, and the forecast, Shillong and its adjoining areas will have a generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. And another look at the headlines before we wind up. India COVID-19 recovery cases crosses 7.5 lakh. Meghalaya reports 24 new cases today. "35 FIRs filed against Khanapara wedding attendees out of 47. Maintaining secrecy of patients is part of medical ethics," says Deputy Chief Minister. Assam Rifles expresses readiness to set up its own COVID-19 testing unit. And N95 masks with respirator valves do not prevent coronavirus, says Union Health Minister. Well, viewers, that's all we have in this edition of the Bulletin. Join us again tomorrow evening for more news and updates.